Before BookTube told me what to read, before BookTok made books go viral, I was getting on the train at 16 and finding them myself in Camden Market in London. Let's talk about it. So, that thumbnail. Yeah, that's me about 16. Before anyone say anything, that is not my hat. I don't know whose hat it was. I don't know why I was wearing it. I just thought I looked incredible. I didn't. But I thought I did, and honestly, that's kind of the point. And the guy next to me, one of the coolest people I knew at the time. He was about, I want to say, 11, 12 years older than us, which at that age basically made him immortal, like he could get us into places we definitely shouldn't have been in. New people and new things. And weirdly, I still know him now, which is kind of surreal when you think about how many people just disappear from life. I'm Darth James, welcome to this episode. I want to take you back, before BookTube, before BookTok, before algorithms, and talk about books. So, big shock, I know. Like, sub, tell me what you think in the comments below. Remember, you can support this channel with Patreon and channel memberships. Okay, back then, going to Camden Market wasn't just somewhere, it was a mission. Getting on the train, on your own as a teenager, no real plan, just enough money for the day, maybe not even that, and heading to Camden Market like it was, I don't know, a weird version of freedom. No parents, no one checking what you were buying, no one asking why you needed another book when you hadn't read the last three, you just went. And I think that mattered more than I realised at the time. Also, half the time my mum didn't know I was going there, and I would just randomly get on a train. That's a different story, and many angry phone calls. There are quite a few bookshops up there, but a few stuck with me. Places like Camden Town Bookstore, which is still one of my favourites to this day. It's not polished, it's not trying to be aesthetic, it's just shelves. Stacked in a way that feels slightly chaotic, but also kind of perfect. Then you've got Camden Lock Books, which is right near the station. So it's usually one of the first places you wander into, even without thinking about it. And then there's those smaller stores inside the market itself, half hidden, slightly cramped, piles of books in the way, where, well, there's no organisation system. There's none, you just have to rummage. There's also a lot of very good charity shops. And that's where you found things. And really not because you were looking for them. Not you were just there. That was it. That's where I found books like American Psycho and Fight Club. Not in some big chain where everything's clean and categorized and safe, but in a second-hand stack where you kind of hesitated for a second before picking it up because, you probably shouldn't be reading it yet. But that's exactly why we did it. There's also something about finding a book like that on your own. No one telling you, no recommendation videos, no Goodreads, no algorithms, no top 10 books you must read before you die. Just you, a shelf, and curiosity. Or, well, I say shelf, usually a bucket. I'm not joking. Buckets. Tubs filled with books. And then, those are the books that kind of stick with you, I think. Not because they're the best, but because of how you found them. There's loads of books I could put on that list that I found in that place. Now let's be honest, Camden today, it's different. The Camden you see now, it's louder, it's busier, it's more expensive. There's a lot of stuff there that now feels like you could just order it online for about a quarter of the price from China. And don't even get me started on the food. You'll pay about £12 for French fries served in something that looks like a flower pot, handed to you by someone filming a TikTok while calling it a hidden gem. It's not hidden, there are 400 people in front of you. But underneath it all, the bookstores are still there. Still doing their thing, still quietly existing while everything else changes around them. And yeah, We weren't always saints either. We used to go up there and sell fake band t-shirts, which, looking back, is hilarious and probably illegal, but that's part of the fun. That weird, slightly chaotic teenage energy where you're just figuring things out as you go, making a bit of money, buying books, buying clothes, pretending you knew what you were doing when you definitely didn't. None of us did, but that didn't matter. I went back recently, not just for nostalgia, well, that's what I told myself. But you know, where you go somewhere and your brain just starts layering the past over the present? Like those walls could tell stories, those places. Like you can see the version of you that used to walk those same streets, just slightly out of sync with everything else around it. And I still do the same thing. I still go to bookstores, still pick things up I wouldn't normally read, still find things unexpectedly, in a good way. And for a second, it feels exactly the same. That's the thing. For all the changes, for all the overpriced nonsense and influencer culture and all that crap, those little independent bookstores are still there, still giving people the same experience. That same feeling of just discovering something on your own. I think that matters more now than it did back then. Because everything is curated now, everything is recommended, everything is pushed at you. But in places like Camden, especially those bookstores and charity shops, they still let you stumble into something by accident. And that's definitely better than an algorithm. So yeah, that photo. Me at 16, wearing a hat that definitely wasn't mine, standing next to someone who made the whole time feel bigger than it probably was, getting a train alone, buying books I probably shouldn't have been reading, selling fake t-shirts. Like it was a completely normal business model. And somehow, out of all of that, that little thing, those little noises stuck with me. It wasn't the chaos, it wasn't the overpriced food, it was the bookstores. And I still get that feeling. And I miss bookstores like that. We don't have many independents. My nearest one is in another county, and it's like a 45-minute train ride. But going back to Camden, seeing those bookstores, seeing that weird little version of me who thought he was really cool, was nice. Even if you can't get in a time machine and go back exactly. Anyway, I'm really glad that those bookstores are still there. And I hope they're there for many more decades to come.